Thank you for joining us again for Let the Bible Speak. We continue this series talking about the world. We've talked about coming out of the world. We've talked about the possibility of returning to the world. And today we'd like to talk about, so what am I to be to the world? And really just want to look at a couple of passages in the short time we have together to sort of think about this. In Philippians chapter 2, verses 14 through 16, here's what Paul tells these Christians at Philippi. Philippians 2, 14 through 16, he says, do all things without complaining and dispute. He's denoting or describing a sort of attitude or behavior Christians were to have. He says that you may become blameless and harmless children of God without fault in the midst of a crooked and perverse generation, among whom you shine as lights in the world. And so those who become Christian, those who profess to be God-fearing, they're supposed to be lights in the world. And the world here is described as a crooked and perverse generation. I know that seems hard. I know that seems cruel. But the reality is anytime a group of people accepts sin, engages in sin, practice sin as a matter of living, that's what they become, a crooked and perverse generation. You say, well, maybe folks are not as bad as this makes it out to be. I agree that folks may not be, but a lot of folks are. For example, a lot of folks lie. They tell lie after lie after lie. Sometimes leaders and authorities, they lie. And as a nation, it seems we may be accepting that. As a people, we may be accepting that. That is a crooked. In fact, that's the very definition of being crooked. A crooked and perverse generation. Lies and deception. People are cruel to one another. I've made the observation that we've become a meme, M-E-M-E, a meme society, which has made us a meme, M-E-A-N, a mean society. People tease and mock one another to the point of just trying to break them down. People try to take advantage of one another. Hackers online, they have all these sort of spam and deep fake AI generations, all to trick and to take advantage of a person. But it's a crooked and perverse generation. And I've not talked about what shows up on our TV screen. I've not talked about some of the interactions people have with their colleagues at work. I've not talked about adultery and fornication. This is a crooked and perverse generation. And he says to Christians, you're supposed to shine as lights. I mean, you don't do those things. Verse 16, you hold fast the word of life, he says, so that I may rejoice in the day of Christ, that I have not run in vain. Paul says he would be able to rejoice that all the teaching of ethic that he has put forth, that these folks, these Christians at Philippi, would have been able to maintain. Well, the same thing would be true. If we have been taught the truth, if we have obeyed the truth, then God can rejoice in that day. And that his labor, that his son's labor was not done in vain. In verse 4, Paul says, Galatians 6, verse 14. This is the second passage, Galatians 6, verse 14. Paul says, but God forbid that I should boast except in the cross of our Lord Jesus Christ, by whom the world has been crucified to me, and I to the world. What is the world, or what should I be to the world? And I love what Paul says in Galatians 6, 14. We should be crucified to the world, meaning dead to the world, and alive to Christ. That's our time. Thanks again for listening. I do hope these things are helpful to you. I would certainly appreciate your good attention. If you have questions or you would like to learn more, call that number at the bottom of your screen, 843-553-5157. We'll see you next time.